Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Witches and Wine. This is the show where we talk about witchy stuff and we drink wine. Clink and drink, clink and drink.
Clink and drink, ladies.
We got a studio audience.
And a live guest in the house.
Mm-hmm. I am your hostess with the mostest. I almost said Rush Limbaugh because of the comment we were saying earlier. Sorry, inside joke. I am not Rush Limbaugh. Can you imagine? Oh, hello. I am the host. Our camera is really blurry. I am your hostess with the mostest, Lola Stardust.
And I am your other host, Selene Stardust. The hoist with the moist.
We don't know our name. We don't know our names.
Yes. Gonna be one of those kind of episodes.
We have that. This is
literally
all our first sip all day.
What
this
you
is,
just seen.
Yep, there is nothing else going on here.
That's part of our issue.
Oh my God. So before we get started, I like to do my little disclaimer. It has been brought to my attention that sometimes people don't like watching our show because we get a little tipsy and maybe they don't want to learn about witchcraft or learn about our guests when there's wine flowing. And so we have this wonderful thing you can do. You can see the X in the corner of your screen. And if you click it, it will disappear.
And we're gone.
Nobody home for you kids in the hall fans. So before I crush you. So we have 3 viewers. Yay! You get to see us. I crush you. Nobody home. So before we get started with our guest, I'm going to turn this over to my partner in crime, my best friend, my high priest, my husband, all the things, our wine connoisseur. Selene Stardust, why don't you tell us about the wine?
I would be happy to. Tonight we are drinking a Castellan from Chateau Montpezat. Castellan is on the right bank in the Bordeaux region. Once again, we're drinking Bordeaux. Shocking.
Yeah, we drink a lot of Bordeaux.
Yeah, we really enjoy our Bordeaux. Being a right bank,
they should have a wine called Bridget Bardot.
They have a champagne. I have Bridget Bardot champagne.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
With this, being that it's a right bank, it is Merlot dominant as the blend with a little bit of cab. Big cherry notes, earthy, spicy, what you'd expect from a Merlot dominant wine. Very dry and very low on the tannins as Bordeaux's go. Super dark fruited. Gonna run you about $30 a bottle. Try one, enjoy it. Eat it with braised lamb. It's yummy.
Ooh, braised lamb? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Well, thank you, honey.
Very good. I'm going to step out.
Very good.
Very good.
Now get the hell out of here.
I'm going to step out and our guest is going to join us.
Bye, honey. I love you.
I love you too.
Don't sit on the dog.
Puppy, my butt's bigger than him.
Oh, yeah. You're going to have to. Puppy, go. Go see.
Aww.
Go. Nene, go. She's. All right. We got. This is live.
Technical
difficulty. Come over, see Mama. Come see Mama.
And then you can come back after you see Mama.
Come see Mama.
Yeah,
there you go. Oh, look at my puppy. This is our little Nene wiener dog. You're on Witches and Wine.
She's so sleepy.
I know. Hi.
Hi.
Let me make sure you're tall. You're tall.
I'm tall torso.
You do. I'm like, I think we're the
torso.
same height, but you sat very tall. So
I have a very tall torso.
How do I get you in here? There we go. You're kind of.
I'm sorry.
Okay, you got it. You got to scoot in a little. Act like you like me.
All right. I'll come in here. Hang on here.
Sorry, we're having.
Here we go.
There we go. And then, there we go. Hi. So our guest today is my COVEN sister and someone who I work with a lot in the community, Selene Blackstar. Welcome. She's been on the show before. We did a Spokane Magickal Moot show, and I think we got really, really drunk, if I remember correctly.
For sure.
The first episode with her, yeah.
Yeah, and then I think you were with Rachel for Northwest Pagan Fest.
Yes, Han and I were studio audience.
You were studio
commentary.
Yes. So Today we're going to talk about something really exciting, but before we get to what I want to talk about, we plan a lot of community things together, and I want to, because I know how I am and how I like to plan things. I'm very, and you are a Virgo, so you can be, but you're kind of like, huh? What? Do you find, because I've noticed you kind of like to go by the seat of your pants
on a lot of things.
On a lot of things. Is that work out better for you when you're planning?
It entirely depends on
what it is,
the event.
Yeah.
Because
like moots, you pretty much know. Like,
oh yeah. Moots are very well. We've been doing them for a while, and it just kind of depends on the vibe that I'm looking for there. Like, for instance, Krampus was very, very well planned out, and lots and lots of pre-planning for that. But if it's a smaller event that we're going to get together and do like a craft or something like that, again, it depends. Like the Yule Monsters, I had a whole presentation for that. Yeah. You know, and for the trivia night, I do that. I work on that months and months in advance. I start working on that and just kind of chip away at it until it's time to do it. But a lot of times that fire of inspiration comes during the night before or during. Yeah. And I would say it's kind of like how I approach D&D as a DM. It very much depends on the group, the campaign, the players themselves. If I can just be like, I'm going to show up and we're going to see what happens. Or if I'm like, no, I have every single thing charted down. But in D&D is a bad example, because in D&D they actively work against you. Whereas, like, you know, if you do a group activity with like the Moot or a pagan group, they're usually trying to work with you to some degree. Yeah. D&D is a rough one because they're actively going against you.
Absolutely.
So you're like, well, it's really not worth it to plan anything, because if I say yes and then we're going to do this, it's going to be so cool. They're like, no, I'm actually going to do the exact opposite. Yeah. And then you're like, okay, we're just going to go with that then. But no, so it really depends on the event. It depends on the project. It depends on it kind of the energy that I want to put into it.
And it kind of depends on, like, for me, when I plan things, if I, like, I know that when we do public events and someone's like, we always try to give the public, I've noticed with our planning, if we have workshops, let's say, right? And we'll say we would like people to volunteer to do a workshop, but we always have a workshop in our back pocket. Yes. And I like that we all can do that, because it's like, if someone doesn't show up and we need to fill in that space, we can pull a workshop and just kind of do it right then and there. Yeah. So that to me is like what your comfort level is. Like, if you're confident and comfortable that you could talk about plants all day. I could. Right? Yeah. So like, if we went to a place and our person didn't show up, we'd be like, Selene, want to talk about plants? You'd be like, here we go. Like, what? Plants? I've never gotten to talk about plants before. Okay. Yeah. It's like me with dream stuff. It's like, if someone goes, oh, our person, Lola, you want to talk about? Yeah. But other things I do need to plan. Like, so you can't like dump something on me right away with certain things. Oh, are you going back? Yeah, you can come hang out over here. It's fine. You can come hang out, honey. Oh, honey. Or maybe are you going? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, hello. Wow, she really. So the reason why I'm saying that is because like I said, I have worked with you in the community. We've got animals going crazy. We got cats in boxes over here. People and things. We got our little puppy got vaccinated today, so she's sleeping in her little what do you call that? Crate thing, whatever. Her cage. Her kettle. Yes, we're making her in a kettle. We're training her. We're witches. We eat dogs. We kettle train our dogs. We don't. Please, PETA, don't reach out. Yeah. PETA, not PETA Griffin, but PETA. The reason why I'm saying this is because I really enjoy planning things with you. Yeah. And we all have different energies that we bring and different gifts that we bring to the table. And so something that you are working on and that we really want to talk about is Starfest. Yeah. And I would like, and I think I have the right date, right? 7/7/23? 7/7. 7/7/23. So can you tell us the origination of Starfest, what it was, how you started it, why you started it, all the things.
All the things about Starfest. Sorry,
Okay,
let's
well,
talk about Starfest here.
It's not an Irish
It's
thing.
not an Irish thing.
No,
It's actually Japanese.
It's Japanese.
So I keep wiggling because I'm a wiggler.
Yeah, well,
I'm a wiggler.
do we need
You're
to?
good.
Okay, we're
I just
good.
have my big rain boots on, and they're like attacking everything.
That's all right. That's all right.
So.
Oh wait, there we go. There we go. There we go.
Hey, there we are. Okay.
I'll get in there. Okay.
So Starfest is what I am calling it, which is what it's commonly called in Japan as well. But it is based on, so Tanabata is the official Japanese term for it. It's the Tanabata Matsuri. Tanabata means evening of the 7th or 7th evening.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a celebration that takes place on 7/7.
Mm-hmm.
And so just what it is based off of an old Chinese story, like a folk tale that was adopted by Japanese culture years ago. It's part of their cultural it's part of their cultural history.
And there's a
story.
Myth.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's about a cowherder named Hikaboshi, and he represents the star Altair.
Okay.
And Orihime represents the star Vega, and she is a seamstress, a sewer, a weaver.
Yeah.
And so on 7/7, that's when the Milky Way is the brightest, and those two stars, you can see them, and that's the night when they're supposed to meet. So they're kept separated by her father, who didn't want them to be together all the time, because when they got together, they stopped doing their work. We do a whole play for it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to ruin the ending.
Yeah. But it's a beautiful story about these stars finding each other. And yeah.
And so then on 7/7, that's the night when they were able to come together and actually be together. I thought I didn't even know all of the history and the lore about it the first time that I heard about it, which was from my cousin Kat, who is also part of the planning committee, which is kind of fun. Also, my wife is assisting me in planning as well. She's over there.
And I'm helping too.
Yes, she is. She's on the planning committee. And my wife is very excited because she is a huge Japanophile.
Mm-hmm.
Huge Japanophile. So she wants to make sure we do things very by and by the book as far as trying to create a taste of Japanese.
Who are you talking about?
You.
Oh, sorry.
Wake up, Kohana, wake up. She's taking a nap.
And so when I first heard about it was from Cats, and it was
how many years ago?
So 2 years before, or a year before I met my wife, and I knew her 17 years ago.
Holy
it was like
shit.
17 or 18 years ago when I first learned about Tanabata.
Oh wow.
And Kat was like, we should go hang wishes on our tree. All I knew is that it was you write your wish on a piece of paper, you put your wish on the tree, and that's literally all we knew about it. We were like, this is so cool, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And so we went,
and
we did it like this.
This is the international sign for this is so cool.
So cool.
We're gonna do it.
Yeah.
In case you guys were wondering.
Yeah, it's true. It's multilingual. The people in Japan are like, yes, this is so cool. No,
they like robots though,
yes.
so maybe. Oh my God, we should not be allowed.
We're terrible, but
yeah, anyway.
But anyway, so we went outside and we did it, and I wished for somebody to come into my life who could maybe be.
I didn't know this story.
Oh yeah, I wished for Kohana. So I wished for somebody, and so I can honestly say every wish I've ever made on Tanabata has come true.
Oh.
And that's the power of wishing and the power of dipping into an ancient cultural belief. And then the fact that it's also like celebrated, like we're celebrating it here, and it's admittedly earlier because Japan is like a freaking day earlier than us almost. Like they're also celebrating it. A large portion of Japanese and Chinese culture is also celebrating it.
Oh,
so
wow.
there's just this energy. It's kind of like how Christmas is so magical because like the whole world has some kind of tradition or some kind of belief or feeling about that time. Like Tanabata to me is so magical, and it's so underrepresented, even in Japan. Like it's a big thing in Japan, but Sendai, it's huge. There are different places in Japan where it is huge, but it's just like maybe I'll celebrate. It's okay.
Well,
I
I've gone to a few of your Tanabatas,
Mhm.
and they were on a smaller scale.
Oh, way
like, yeah,
smaller.
we like
Yeah.
in parks.
we had
And then I think
Mhm.
after pandemic, you moved it to your backyard because we weren't quite sure if we were
able to do
anything.
Yeah.
But every time I've gone, I've had a wonderful time. We had the last one that we had not at your. The last one we had was at your house, right?
We did a public and a private, and the public was at the library.
Oh,
and
I
the
didn't
private,
get to go to that one. I went to the private one at your house.
Yeah. And then the private one was at the house.
But the one you had
and
before pandemic
on
at the park.
2019, we did it at a park.
Yes, and
we
we had people show up in their
Kimonos.
Their kimonos.
We had some people from Kuroneko Con Club come over,
Yes!
and it was really cool.
It was so cool.
It was so fun, and
Yeah.
it was really neat. And I got I wasn't sure how receptive people would be to the concept, because I do a big wishing ceremony and ritual at the end of the festival, at the end of what my celebration is, and I wasn't sure that these people who probably not pagan, but are just like people who
know about it,
who know about
yeah.
this holiday, and I've kind of tried to make it sort of I honor it as traditionally as I can.
Yes.
But I am not Shinto or Shinto trained, so I don't try to pretend to be that I am. So I do it in the way that I know the best way to honor the gods, and I do kind of like a Wiccan format. And
Shinto trained. What do you mean by that?
I don't know anything about like actual Shinto tradition.
Okay.
And practices.
But it's an interest.
It's an interest. It's an interest. But like what I do is I want to work with the gods of the pantheon, the kami that are in Shinto. I work with them in a Wiccan format, if that makes sense.
Which is, it's beautiful how you do it.
Yeah.
It's very impressive. Oh, look at Marcus is here. We got several people. We got someone from Buffalo, New York. Hello, everyone.
Hello, people. Hi.
I'm saying hi. We got Nim. So you're taking this idea, and you're gonna make it big. Like,
I do want to make it big. I want to edit something I said. It is a big deal in Japan. It's just not like it's not. It's one of like 7 festivals that they do. You know, it's not like
a lot of their festivals in spring.
Because I realized as soon as I said that, I was like, it is one. It's kind of big, but it's not like the biggest. It's not like the most. You know, it's something that's just fun and like kind of whatever. But like people, I think don't see the magic of it sometimes, or some people do, and I just want to share that magic.
Yeah,
it's so magical, so magical. There's star magic involved.
Yeah,
and people like I have not worked with stars except for in Tanabata.
Oh,
that's the only time that I've worked with stars.
Well, we work with stars in astrology.
Well, okay, but like calling is like an entity. Yeah. This is true. This is true.
I'm so used to having Phil here to pour my wine. I was going to ask you to do it.
Like, get on this wine, lady.
But I'm taking the rest of the wine.
Do it.
It's just I'm the hostess. I get the mostest. I'm the hostess with the moistest. Clink and drink to me getting the most wine.
I said moist.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't handle it.
I can't handle the moist.
There is nothing wrong with moist.
Okay, stop saying moist. So we've had it on a smaller scale.
Yes.
And now you're bringing it to. Do you have the venue already?
Yeah, we have the venue.
Oh,
we're
my
all
God.
signed.
It's the U. Is it the UU? No, it's
the UU Church.
It's the UU Church. So tell us what the plans are, because you and I had talked about it, and I am really excited. I'm excited that it's going to be at night.
It's going to be an evening festival, which is perfect because
stars.
You have to see the stars. One of the parts of the myth is that if it's rainy and icky and overcast, then the birds, the magpies that form the bridge so the lovers can meet, they get disoriented and they can't form the bridge. So it's really important that you have clear skies that night. So pray for clear skies on 7/7, please.
Well, we could do weather magic.
We'll do some weather magic.
We could do weather magic.
Although it honestly has always been a beautiful clear time, and I think it's because all the people who practice it in Japan, like send that good weather right on over with the sun as Trudy through the sky, you know.
Yep.
So, but it's beautiful. It's we're gonna do it in the evening, so it starts at 3. It's gonna end at 10, so we're doing it for 7 hours.
So
7 hours on 7/7. So it's really
7 hours on 7/7. I I love that.
Yep,
yeah.
Perfect. And we're gonna do the 7. We're gonna do the raffle drawing at 7. So we're going to get that done and out of the way. We're looking to have vendors who, and we're not excluding, so if anyone's watching who's like, oh, I might want to be a vendor, I'm not excluding anyone who, you know, from applying, but I am paying a little more attention to and maybe giving first priority to people who can offer a little bit of a Japanese taste. That doesn't mean you have to sell Japanese wares, but like
that's kind of the because you want to make sure that
I want it to be appropriate.
Incorporate stars.
Or maybe
like stars, like something to go with the event.
Yeah.
Like for instance, if you, this is just an example, and of course it's not like a requirement, but like if you can make like a matcha scented soap versus like, you know, the dragon's blood soap, that would be totally in line with what we're looking for.
Or cherry blossom
things. Yuzu, things like that would be
so
amazing.
Awesome.
So just things that can help people have that taste, because I really want people to feel when they walk away from this event that they were magically transported to a place, as with every event, as with every ritual and every pagan event you go to, you want to feel transported to a different place, a time without a time, or time outside of time. The Universalist Unitarian Church of Spokane.
It's by Spokane Falls Community College. It's the UU. It's where Pagan Fest, Northwest Pagan Fest was held last year. So and you'll see advertising.
Oh yeah, we'll have lots of
all
advertising.
The things. Yeah,
I'll have little maps and things drawn out too, because we're gonna have. It is a completely free festival. It's 100% free. Of course, if you want to purchase things from the vendors, or if you want to purchase food, you can do that.
Yeah.
But the education and the spiritual interaction that you're gonna have is all free. It's completely free. So the ritual's free. The tanzaku, which are the little wish slips that you write your wish on.
I still have my wish slips on our plum tree in the back.
We do.
Yeah.
I still have a ton of wish slips on my hawthorn tree in my backyard. So sometimes what people do with those, because once they have flown in the wind, that's the air carrying your wishes to the gods. So at that point, then it is just like it's a sacred thing and has to be treated sacredly. So I think it's okay to leave it in the tree because it just becomes part of nature. You can also bury it, burn it, do other things like that with it. But what we did that was so cool at the park ritual,
the line
we hung everything on a line. All our tanzaku went on a line, and I burned them all. And they're little tiny bottles of the ashes that I still have.
Oh my god!
I have tons of them.
Really?
So I do, and I want to
incorporate those.
I do. I'm gonna actually make them like some of the door prizes and things like that people can get are gonna have some sacred wish ashes. And
This girl right here.
I do love me some wish ashes.
She does some great planning and events and cute little things, and I love it. I try. You do a good job. And then we also one of the reasons that I felt like this community was maybe ready is because at that event, we did love letters, because Tanabata is also kind of like Japanese Valentine's Day in a way. Okay.
Like not actual Valentine's Day. There is an actual Valentine's Day they do that's very different, but like it's
there's a romantic
because it's
vibe.
The two lovers getting to come together, and it's the power of that, the blade and chalice. You know, it's that sexual energy, it's that romantic energy coming together for creation and creative purposes and fertility and all those good things. So we did it at our ritual. We talked about love letters, and they didn't have to be romantic. They could be romantic. But
that was at the one in 2019.
Yep.
I remember doing that. And my boys were there, and they really liked it, by the way. My sons, because they're into the whole Japan, anime, and so they were like, but anyways, go ahead. So love letters.
We made love letters, and then we burned them and took the ashes. I took a little procession, and we deposited the ashes into the river.
That's right.
But everyone freaking went, and I was like, "You guys don't have to go. This is like this weird. This is the hippy dippy pagan side now. You don't have to come with me." And everybody came.
Everyone did.
It was so great. They were super into it. They all went with me. It was very, very sacred and special and like very energetic, and it was just cool. Like a few people stayed to start cleaning up, like Kohana and a couple of my friends stayed to clean up. Yeah. But every member of the community who came went to the river. They went on a procession.
We went. I didn't go all the way down because I am very weird about my balance and stuff. But because there was like rocks and stuff, and I kind of stood up. But it was really cool.
It was so cool, and I just thought, wow, the community might be ready for this. I might be ready for this.
So let me. And we didn't really talk. But usually I talk to my guests beforehand and kind of give them an idea what I'm gonna ask. but you and I know each other and stuff like that. But sometimes I might pop a little surprise
Oh,
here.
go for it. Pop me a surprise.
Pop you a surprise.
Pop,
I'm gonna lift my shirt. No,
Like that's the first
look at
time
the
I've
ratings.
seen that.
The ratings went up.
The rating.
Yeah. For viewers. No. All right. So so anyway, cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
Is that something that I brought this up with a few guests when we talk about this,
Mhm.
and it's kind of important to hit upon that.
Oh,
What
totally.
are your, because this is another
That's
culture.
the main reason why I didn't do this publicly for a long time.
So obviously you're not Japanese.
What?
I know.
I am just white as white. What?
Yeah, I know. So there will be probably people that think there's cultural appropriation. I have my views on cultural appropriation. I think if you do things with the respect to the culture, if you do it in a way that you are honoring and respectful
and acknowledge
and acknowledging it.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
how do you feel about that? What are your feelings on bringing this to a bigger group?
So twofold. One.
Twofold one. One.
First, it is something that has had an impact on my life, and I'm sharing my enjoyment. I'm not sharing a practice. I'm not teaching people how to be Shinto. I'm not telling people how to be a proper Japanese person.
Yeah.
I'm sharing the parts of Japan that I have internalized and love, and honoring Japan by doing that.
I love that.
So that's my main thing there. I've also spoken with several people. Megan Manson, who runs Pagan Tama, her blog.
What's that?
It is a blog on
The cat is in the. So if you hear, we have a box that we got a delivery in, and we always leave the box out for the cats to play in, and that is that noise if you hear it.
Hi, Wacky, having a good time.
I know.
She's so cute. Pagan Tama is a blog on, help me out, Kahana, what is it called?
Is it Pathos?
Pathos, yes, Pathos.
Okay.
I was like, Pathos. And she actually is one of the people who inspired me to even have a moot to begin with. Like,
that's
I
right. You
really
told me
like
that.
this
Yeah.
person. Like, I
But
think she just has.
She is
Shinto pagan. And
Shinto pagan, and
yes.
she's white.
She's white. She's British.
Okay.
Yeah, and I asked her. I said, "So, how do you deal with this stuff?" And she actually knows Shintoism. Like, she actually does. Like, that's part of her practice. So that's something she actually has integrated into her own spiritual practice. She said, "Just fucking do it." Basically, like, she was like, why do you want to do it? Just do it.
Yeah.
It's if people,
if they don't like it, they won't show up.
Yeah, if people have issues with it, they either won't come or they will leave. I don't think what I have planned is a very wholesome, and it's
celebratory.
Celebratory, and the moot. So the moot's tenets are encouragement and exploration, and there's one more
enrichment.
No, there's, what is it? What are my
don't
words?
know
Explore, enrich, and encourage. Isn't
So
that something?
You're asking me. I'm not the one
It's
that.
been a long day.
Can you, for those that don't know what the Moot is, tell us what Spokane Magickal Moot is.
Spokane Magickal Moot is a platform for people to learn and enjoy the community around them, the magical community around them.
Yeah.
And it just, we have different people come in and talk about different topics. We get together and do different things. 2020 I started the Moot December of 2018. And it was a great first year. And then the Moot, and then freaking 2020 happened. So I was like, is this even going to happen? And it's come back just fine. I feel like it's been doing great. People are, you
do SBITs, you do workshops, you help with events. So is Spokane Magickal Moot sponsoring or
this is presented by the Moot.
Okay.
Which I can't believe it's in enrichment. Is it?
She's trying to think of it. It's on your Facebook.
It's literally like, it's my thing. She's getting it. Okay. Yeah. What?
Move on.
Move on.
Okay. Move on.
All right, move on. Anyway, my biggest thing is I like people to explore,
enrich
and encourage.
And encourage.
Those are my things. I like to whatever.
And exercise.
And
I don't know.
And
It's
but it's not. I didn't put educate in there because I'm not trying to be an educator as
Yeah.
far as like I teach you things. I want to share things that I love,
yeah.
and that's my whole shtick. I
It
just want
is.
to share things with people.
And you're wonderful at that because you're so enthusiastic. I don't know if you can tell, but Selene is very
I'm
enthusiastic.
so quiet.
She's very
and
quiet.
very like withdrawn.
You would be
I
very
don't-
surprised to know this about Selene, but she is actually very shy.
I am very shy.
She's very. I know.
I
It's
hide it very
weird.
well.
She hides it. She compensates to get over that shyness. When you first told me that, I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Mhm.
no way. But
Yeah.
as I've gotten to know you, I've seen you in that where you're
Mhm.
kind of like,
Yeah. Like
nope,
Scared.
I'll hide over here, you know.
Mhm.
So, bringing that enthusiasm and that charisma and the excitement, because people cannot help but get excited when they're around you. You're a really good cheerleader.
Especially when she's chasing children with a rubber chicken.
I do have a good time
So
chasing children with
Ostara
a
last
rubber
year, not
chicken.
this last Ostara, but the Ostara before, she chased a bunch of kids with a rubber chicken, which was amazing.
During ritual, it was
During
a good time.
ritual, it was
They
a
were
really
really
good
excited.
time.
They were running around, and I was like, "Well, screw it, I want to run around."
She did, and she chased them with a rubber chicken, and
They had a good time.
it was a lot of fun. And our last Ostara was a lot of fun too. And
It was really
it was
fun.
really good. We had a good time. We do really well together. So what else do we need to know? Will there be information for those who are interested in vending? Are you going to be putting all
Yes.
that stuff out?
All that stuff's going to come in the next few weeks. We're going to have information for people who want to vend. You can have up to 2 vendors per 1 10x10 space if people want. And this is mainly also for people who maybe want to do like readings, because it's not Pagan Fest. Like we don't have a big divination hall or anything like that. We are going to have, my mom's going to read Japanese fairy tales in a corner to kids and anyone who wants to listen.
Oh my God.
I have a member of the Moot and also somebody who's active in Mystical Kids Adventure Club is going to do a kids craft with everybody.
Oh, fun.
And we're going to have like a place where you can write your name in hiragana and katakana.
Yeah.
And so like learn basic Japanese, like just very, very simple Japanese things.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have some pamphlets out for people who want to explore origami.
Ooh, cool.
We're also going to have
is there going to be food?
Yes, Ben McGrew is he's helping to plan as well. And
Who's that?
He is
Fuji food truck.
Fuji food truck.
Fuji food truck.
It's a fairly new food truck in Spokane.
Fairly new food truck.
Fairly new Fuji food truck.
Say that with wine in your system.
And he is really excited about this, and also very, very passionate about Japanese culture.
How did
and
you
about
meet
sharing.
him?
I sought his little ass out.
No, you didn't. I did.
Okay, Hannah did.
Oh.
Well, no, we went looking for, when we first decided we were going to do this. I was like, okay, well, I would really love like boba tea and chipped ice, because that's super like people do that in Japanese festivals. It's chipped ice.
It's chipped ice, yeah.
And I was looking for that and I was like, and I would love if we had a Japanese food truck. I was like, but I don't think we have one. So we went and looked, and we found a tea thing, a chipped ice thing, and this random place, Fuji food truck. I was like, what? So I emailed him, and he has been extremely supportive.
Oh, that's
and
so
just
cool.
great. He met with us immediately. He was like, yes, I want to do this, please.
Yeah.
He's contemplating doing like a special menu just for this event.
Oh my
like he's really excited. So
God.
I'm very, very supportive of him too.
Well, he's also lived in Japan.
And he's lived in Japan for a while.
Are you gonna have any kind of performers or dancers or?
That depends a little bit, because unfortunately this event is coinciding with Kuroneko-con's reemergence from their long hiatus during the pandemic.
And what is that called again?
So Kuroneko-con is it's the big anime convention that happens here. It's the premier anime convention. I think it was the first one that the city did. And they're great. They usually do their festival. They usually do their convention the beginning of August, and this year they decided to do it the beginning of July.
7/7.
Well, they're doing it 7/8, 7. Well, 7/7, 7/8, and 7/9.
Oh wow.
So I'm doing mine on the same time,
Oh.
but they have a cap and I don't. So come to my thing for free and then go to their thing the next day if you have tickets.
So there might be people performing at that that may not. Well, but you can still talk. I mean, they might be performing.
I have several people that I'm talking to see if they would be able to do that night, because I just think doing a nighttime special Tanavada performance might be really exciting for some
Oh
people.
my
So I am
God.
speaking with Tycho and I am speaking with the Bonadori dancers, but I know they're both going to be very busy that weekend. So I'm like, you know what? If we have that, we do. If we don't, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because my whole thing will have music playing, and if I have to play a record of Tycho drums,
anyone
then I
who's
will.
watching, not just live, but a recording, because we're, you know, if
Yeah.
you watch back, if you guys know of any
Yes, if
performers
you
Or
know,
listen to a podcast.
what
yeah, or if you
Or
listen,
are listening to our
Yeah.
podcast, let us
Please.
know.
Yeah.
And you know, if you're like, hey, I know people that can do that.
Also am going to reach out to several of the karate organizations in town because
karate.
I had
We
a
love you.
really awesome karate 101 demonstration when I was camp counselor at Girl Scout camp, and somebody came and did a demonstration, just a real basic 101, and it was so cool.
Yeah.
It was just amazing. And so I am going to reach out to people. I really want to. Another thing that the Moot really does is I want to give people a platform to advertise and self-promote for themselves.
Yeah.
So I want, maybe people don't know about this little karate place down the road,
Yeah.
you know, and maybe that'll be a great way for them to advertise for some business.
Yeah.
You know, and get people excited about it as, you know, just excited about it as something they can incorporate into their daily lives.
Yeah.
So
You're really big on promoting. You are not, what I love about you is you're not about keeping it to yourself. You're very much about, you want to share, and you are very much about the spotlight needs to be shared with everybody.
I definitely, I feel that so hard because I've been very blessed in some of the things that I've been involved in the pagan community, especially, and in other communities as well, where because I've met neat people and been able to network through that, I have found like the people that I really need to like be with, or the people that are really important in my life now, is through all of that networking. So my dream is maybe somebody comes to a moot and meets someone at that moot, and then suddenly they go off and they make a really cool coven someday, or they head up an event someday, and because my little moot existed, they got to, you know, have this experience. So like I just want people to have that same chance that I had, which is just by being present and being present
and curious and wanting to learn more. So I love that. I love that about you. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap it up? Because we're good. Like I said, we do 30 minutes to an hour. So I mean, you and I could talk about.
I do want to say we're having a costume contest
at the Starfest.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the theme?
So if we have enough people to divide it into traditional dress and cosplay, then we'll divide it. Otherwise, it's just cosplay, traditional dress, costume, whatever you want. We you know, if you want to do cosplay, if people just want to come dressed like a giant blow up raptor, I'm also down with that, because I just want people to have,
because it's the wackiness of Japanese culture.
Yeah,
they kind of get they're pop culture, and they're very in tune with like the kind of,
what we usually say is when the rest of the world asks why, Japan asks why not. and that's one of the reasons we absolutely love Japan. So
that's amazing.
I love Japan.
Why not?
So I just feel like Kat is actually organizing that.
That's awesome.
And she's doing a 5 to 12. I think it's 5 is the youngest. She'll take.
Wait, adults can't dress up?
No, 5 to 12, and then up above that. Like there's a different, there's a kids category.
Okay. I was like,
no, adults need to come dressed
up.
I'm like,
wait a minute.
Please come dressed up. And it's free to enter that.
Oh, that's so
free
cool.
to enter the contest, and if you win, she's actually already got the kids prizes already figured out.
God.
She's organizing and getting the adult prizes. We want to actually invite the comic book store to come judge it.
Oh,
because they're very used to that.
So this is gonna so we're gonna have like a cross section of pagans, anime nerds. It's gonna be a big old boner for that whole. That's awesome. That's really awesome. I'm
very excited. It does cross that nice big Venn diagram of all of the weird subcultures in my life.
It does, but that's it's not just exclusive. Like we all have our unique things that we like. But what
Oh,
you're
yeah,
talking about
totally.
is very I think it's widely celebrated.
Well, and at the core of all of it,
Because we're all a bunch of nerds.
Yep.
We're witches, nerds. We like anything of other cultures.
Yeah, we like to learn about new cultures.
We like to learn about new
to-
cultures. We like there's a huge
different pantheons,
different
and different gods and
yeah.
goddesses. We're
we
all
like
interested
we
in
like to
learning
dress
about
up.
that.
We like to do
Yeah.
cosplay. We like to do all the things. I mean, like when I got involved in the burlesque community, I realized where I was part of that was like there were so many witches part of that, and then you get the kink element in it, and there were like I was like, oh my god,
Tons of crossover in these communities,
which is awesome.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I
so
love
much.
it too. It's awesome.
And there's
Subculture,
actually a crossover in the
What?
kink.
The subculture, counterculture.
Yeah.
The subculture counterculture crossover.
There's a huge crossover in like in the kink with Japanese history too, with shibari.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's a lot of crossovers, and it's just
That won't be
wonderful.
there,
That won't necessarily.
Family
It's family friendly, but I mean, if somebody wants to like lay down a shibari pamphlet and be like, I mean, if they want to advertise,
I might know
I am
where
fine
you
with
could find
that.
like someone having pamphlets.
Yeah,
for that.
I am
yeah.
totally cool with that. I want, like I said, I want people to leave there with something new
That
in their
they've learned,
mind,
yeah.
something new they've learned, something new that they like, something new that they now own that they bought that was special for them.
Yeah.
At the, or some new fun thing they never thought they would eat. Ben's also.
I'm
gonna
excited
have
about the
tea.
food.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm excited. I'm excited about the food too. And actually, I feel like we're gonna have to beta test it.
Yeah. Well,
first. I feel like we're gonna
will
have
be
to.
part of that beta testing
yeah.
if you don't mind.
Definitely.
Are there going to be oh my god, my mind just went blank. We were talking about food. How many vendors were you looking for to how many slots?
I can go up to 25.
Oh wow.
But
that's not
it's I don't have to go that high. I can anywhere. I'd like to have at least 20. We can go up to 25.
Yeah.
But again, if people want to double up, even if they're not reader healers, like if two people want to do, that's totally fine. They just both have to be on that application for that 10x10 spot. And then they both have to have their names out, because we are also thinking about doing a kind of a Pokemon thing. Like at Fairy Festa, the kids went around and they collected an item from everybody, and at the end they could go get a blessing or a gift from the fairy princess or the fairy queen. Fairy queen. She was awesome. She was prom dress, like beautiful.
It was
like,
really
wedding dress
awesome.
with like rainbows streaked down her. It was amazing.
It was so
cool. We are going to do something kind of similar to that, where if they can get like a stamp from every vendor or like a check mark from every vendor.
Thing, like where you go and you get a stamp for like in Japan you have like a train book or
Yeah.
like you
like fill out your like event passport.
Your passport, yeah.
Yeah, and so if you collect them all, then you get something
collect
special
them all.
at the end.
Yep.
And it's not just for kids, like people, like anybody can do it.
Yeah.
But and the prize might be like a raffle ticket, but it also might be like, we might have like a bag you have to pull out or something like that. We haven't quite figured out exactly everything that we're doing just yet, because
so
it's a lot.
So and before we wrap this up, you're also, and I don't want to talk too much about this because I'm sure I'll have Rachel on to talk about, but but Northwest Pagan Fest. So you're the vice president, right? Okay. And you guys are, as we've talked about in the past, Northwest Pagan Fest is going to be bigger,
gigantic,
better,
bigger,
bolder,
longer, and uncut.
And
all
uncut
of those things. Yeah.
It's going to be super duty. Are you? That's why I was like, do you like chaos? Because you are planning two.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a lot. Like
That's why I'm like, I'm done. I'm like, I'll have my moots and this. That's all I can really.
But then there's Pagan Fest.
Yes. Oh no, I know. This is Pagan Fest. It's
crazy.
Yeah.
You're insane.
I know.
You do know that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I am one of your very good friends, but I am also her high priestess, and I have to check in and say, Please don't burn out.
But that's why I asked you to help me.
I know.
And that's why Kohana is helping me, and
Yeah.
Rachel is helping me, and Ben is helping me, and Kat's
Yeah.
helping me.
Yeah.
And I have these wonderful people who are helping me. And then also Laura Lee might do kettle corn there, and I'm gonna ask her if she can do like
Ooh.
wasabi, sweet wasabi kettle corn.
Oh my
And
god.
I think that sounds amazing.
Oh my god.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Clink and drink to
Yeah.
wasabi kettle
Wasabi
corn.
kettle corn.
Yes.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
I chugged that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys, you'll start seeing stuff on Facebook. We're going to promote the shit out of this. It's
Yes.
going to be awesome. And again, for those watching, I wish I had, is there an email address? Is it the Moot?
Yep, just Spokane Magickal Moot
I'm gonna
at
put it-
gmail.com.
Let me put it here. Oh gosh, what language was that?
I don't know.
This is oh my God. Just never mind.
It's Spokane Magickal Moot at gmail.com.
And magical is a
CK.
CK.
Get those in there.
Spokane Magickal Moot.com. Oh no, at Gmail.
gmail.com.
I should have choked that wine. Wow.
What was I gonna?
We don't know what we're saying.
Nope, that's good.
Oh.
But no, if you know anyone. Oh, also CoroNecoCon, because it is the same weekend, and I like to advertise for people. If you are interested in doing CoroNecoCon, you can absolutely still come to my event, but they have a cap of 800. So if you are interested in going to that, get your tickets now.
Yeah.
They are going to run out, and that's why having this event is nice, because anybody who couldn't get into that
Can
can go to my event,
Starfest,
and
yeah.
still get a taste of
And now,
Japanese
can you
culture.
tell why you named it Starfest and not Tanabata?
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I'm white. No, because like that's a generic term for it. I also, every time I said, hey, we're gonna have a Tanabata, I got, what's a Tanabata? What's that? Tell me about that. I don't understand. Why would I come to that? And that's fine. But this limits the explanation a little bit. We're having a Starfest. Oh, we're gonna celebrate stars. Cool.
Yeah.
And then if you want to know more, you can ask more. But this it eliminates a lot of confusion about what this is, because it is at its core, it's invoking star magic to grant your wishes.
Yeah.
And that's what it
core,
is. That's
yeah.
what it is.
And a love story.
And a love story.
And a love
we're gonna
story.
act that out on stage. We're gonna sing a song. I love the Star Wish song. It's a lot of fun. It's so much fun.
It's gonna be so
I love this
fun.
event so much. And I already got approval to burn the love letters again.
Yay!
And so we're gonna put them in the water, if it's okay with because the UU. Oh, so the lady Rebecca at the UU church, is a birthday twin of mine.
Oh.
And born on a full moon as well. So she's also.
I think you told me about this.
About this.
Yeah.
I was like,
oh my God!
Like, that's so cool. So I just have really good feelings about this entire event. And her son is gonna come dressed as Tanjiro.
I don't know who that is.
That's a people know.
Okay,
Demon Slayer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But he's already. She's like, oh, I know who he'll come dressed as. I was like, oh, all right. So she said I could do, as long as we have fire extinguisher equipment nearby. We can burn the love letters. We can do the whole thing.
Wait,
so.
it's not Tanjiro. It's Kanpachiro.
It's Kanpachiro. Only if you're,
I was gonna say.
It is Tanjiro.
It is Tanjiro. That's an inside joke.
Yeah.
I was gonna correct you.
Right, with your vast Demon Slayer knowledge.
I have no idea. Oh my God. Well, thank you so much, Selene. And this is, like I said, this is my Coven sister. She's in our Coven Children of the Crossroads. We love having her and her wife in our Coven. We love being part of planning things with you. Is there anything else you want to add before we wrap it up?
Kohana, anything else?
We got. You guys are gonna be on camera.
Yeah, I get it.
There's
my co-planner and my wife and my as Lola and Phil say, my ride or die.
Yes, and of course Silenus.
Her ride or die.
Our ride or dies
Ride or
are over
dies.
there.
Hi,
Yeah,
ride or dies.
wave. No one. They're just like whatever.
No, I'm not.
You're not the ride or die.
No, we're not the whatever.
Oh.
We're not whatever.
Oh, I just want to say whatever.
Whatever.
All right. So if you're interested in any of this, we gave you the information. That I should not have chugged that wine.
Okay.
Oh my God. So I'm gonna do this. We've got a PayPal for Children of the Crossroads. It is PayPal me COTC ATC. if you ever want to donate to us, because we do a lot of community. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. That, and we also have a Venmo, which is COTC-ATC that you can donate to. And of course, if you're interested in being a guest on our show, if you have ideas, if you have questions, even about our tonight's episode, and you're like, I don't remember the email address that you guys said, you can actually email us at
crossroadscoven@gmail.com.
I'm sorry, what was that?
That's crossroadscoven@gmail.com.
So remember, everyone, be very, very kind to one another. Always walk with the goddess. And until next time, blessed be. Thank you, Selene.
Thank you.
We will see you next week. We're gonna have we're trying to keep the momentum every week. Witches and Wine has a new guest. We have a guest next week. I don't know who it is. I have to look on my schedule, so I apologize. But we have a guest next week. We'll see you guys later. Bye. Keep waving.